This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the Premier Trade Forex Report.
This is the market wrap on a Friday. I'm Jack Lott here on the James Dix Financial Network. It was a tough week for the markets this week. We ended it up with a jobs report. Non-farm payrolls released this morning. Employers increased payrolls by 92,000 last month. That's the fewest add-ons in a single month since February of this year. The nation's unemployment moved up to 4.6% from 4.5% just a month ago. The Institute for Supply Management reported the non-manufacturing sectors of the U.S. economy expanded, but slightly, just at a slightly slower pace during July. The ISM non-manufacturing index fell to 55.8 from 60.7 in June. American Home Mortgage Investment Corp plans to close most of its operations effective today and said that nearly 7,000 employees will lose their jobs as the lender becomes one of the biggest casualties in the U.S. housing downturn. In other news today, Beijing and Washington have agreed to cooperate more closely on product and food safety. This move comes as U.S. officials wrap up a visit that coincided with the recall of nearly 1 million Chinese-produced toys that were painted with lead paint. International Business Machines, IBM, said it agreed to buy privately held data management software maker Princeton Softtech Incorporated for an undisclosed sum. And this was big news today toward the end of the trading day, a historic deal that places Chrysler Group in the hands of private equity firm Cerberus Capital Management closed today. It's back in American hands, according to Chrysler officials. It's a $7.4 billion deal. It was announced this past May. Chrysler Corporation back in U.S. hands. In earnings news today, Toyota, on track to overtake GM as the world's biggest automaker this year, said its April through June profit jumped 32.3% in the latest quarter. Procter & Gamble announced its fiscal fourth quarter profit was up 19%. Washington Post reporting a second quarter profit that was 12.6% lower than last year. And Weyerhaeuser, one of the world's largest lumber and paper producers, reported a second quarter profit dropping sharply due to heavy charges and weakness in housing construction markets across the country. Some of the scheduled economic reports you can expect next week include productivity for the second quarter, June's consumer credit index, wholesale inventories for June, import-export prices for July, Treasury budget for July, and the FOMC minutes from the last meeting. Earnings reports going to be a fairly slow week, still in the second quarter earnings season, though. Dun & Bradstreet on the calendar, Cooper Tire and Rubber, Morgan Stanley, Cisco Systems, Avis and Budget Group, Burger King, El Paso Corp, and 1-800-Flowers are some of the marquee names you can expect next week in earnings. Some of the stocks in the news today: Allied Waste, stock symbol AW, posting a second quarter profit from continuing operations of $91.7 million. That's up from $36.5 million in the last year. Cabela's reporting second quarter net earnings of $11.3 million versus $8.36 million last year. And Activision reporting a profit in its first fiscal quarter thanks to a surging sales of its video game titles, which include the popular Guitar Hero franchise. And that's the market wrap on a Friday. I'm Jack Lott here on the James Dix Financial Network. Have a great weekend.